It's the key, it's for free, it's for you and me, you and me. So let's discover love's great wonder. Let's discover the spell we are under. Love. Love. With Mililli. Love. Hello. Welcome to the Love Show, where we grapple with the question, what is love? Today's show asks, is love our children? When I say our children, I mean all of the children. And I'm not letting single childless folks off the hook either. I sort of feel all adults are responsible somewhat for all children. I certainly feel that children are at the very least a wonderful opportunity from God to love. Adults lose touch with their ability to love, it seems to me anyway. They lose touch with things that when they are children, they hold very dear, and things that come very natural to them, like love. Children serve as reminders of those things for us. Some adults never seem to stop playing pretend, though, and now, as adults, they expect everyone to take them seriously. I played a lot of pretend as a child, and as an adult, I really don't like pretend, because now, as an adult, it's called lying. I mean, from one adult to another, it's lying. I don't like pretending anymore. I'm searching for what is real in life, like love. We found in our Is Love Real episode that love is actually more real than reality. Think on that for a minute. Do people who never grow out of pretending just need love? Or do they need children? Are the two synonymous? Let's find out. The School of Life had a cool video on YouTube entitled, What Children Teach Us About Love, about learning love from children. And they said, quote, we tend to be very good at knowing how to love small children, but around adults, we tend to be in a very different state of mind. But imagine if we applied the same technique to loving an adult as we naturally do to loving a child. That is a very interesting question. So if I looked at people who lie just as people who are pretending, maybe I could have more patience with them. We have a lot of loving charities that are there for children, but they often leave the parents out, which is kind of silly. Let's say in the case of taking a child on an airplane, they tell you, and I quote, "If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask first and then assist the other person." If the parent isn't there to assist the child, then the child is left without love, without assistance. As we learned in our necessity episode, children need love and assistance. And the reason why you assist them is because you love them. So as I stated in our necessity episode, babies particularly need love. And I discussed in a 2012 article by David R. Hamilton, PhD, entitled "Why Babies Need Love." The article stated that the Budapest Early Learning Intervention project found startling evidence that when infants and children are starved of love and attention, their bodies do not grow as they should. I'm going to say that again. A lot of information packed in one little chunk. And I stated this as well I quoted this article by David R. Hamilton, PhD, in our necessity episode. And I run through it really fast, and I thought I'd go a little slower this time and repeat. So they said that the Budapest Early Learning Intervention project found startling evidence that when infants and children are starved of love and attention, their bodies do not grow as they should. In fact, they went on to say for every 3 months in an institution, a child loses an average of 1 month of growth. Maybe parents are loved. Interesting. Another love show, perhaps. Apparently, really good parents are mostly loved. A really good parent once told me that just loving them is more than half the battle. Maybe really good parents are loved. Children do certainly provide us with a great opportunity to love. They inspire us to love them and others. They make us kinder, gentler, better people, usually. Now, we proved in season 2 in our Is Love Hormonal episode that love is in fact not hormonal, thusly not sex. We only just aired our Is Love Eros episode here in season 3 of the Love Show, and we found that Eros is sex and not really love at all. In other words, here at the Love Show, we have established that love is not sex. So when I speak of loving children, I am never speaking of sex. Children are underdeveloped and not equipped for sex. People who love them do not have sex with them. wipe their butts, they feed and bathe them, they kiss their boo-boos and hug them and encourage them. Help them with their homework, bake them a cake on their birthday, parent stuff. But they teach us probably more than we teach them, realistically. There are some things that we teach our children that they would eventually learn with or without us. Interestingly, I found that love is one of those things. I was kicked out at 17 and homeless at 17. I lived among chaos, very public chaos. And I strangely found most people to be extremely loving. When you're down and out, it turns out that love is all you've got. It's very humbling to be homeless, houseless. I used to like home free. So it was in this home free state that I, in my first home free summer, my 17th summer, attended my second Dead show, The Grateful Dead, at Giant Stadium. I had been to Madison Square Garden that fall, and for my first show, which may or may not have affected my exit from my house, but I was kicked out at 17, so I managed enough money for my ticket in to the Dead show, and I had jewelry that I made to sell for my extras, like food and such. That was the plan anyway. But I only sold one necklace. I think it was for $1 and a stick of gum. So I had, no money really to eat. And I ran into these folks in the parking lot. They were Hare Krishnas, and they were feeding everybody for free. And so I ate. And then I offered to wash some dishes because I felt like I needed to pay for my food somehow. But they didn't make me wash dishes for my food. And that experience changed my life forever. Because I left Giant Stadium and went on to feed millions of people for free. Because I never knew you could just feed people for free like that, or would even want to. But I did, and it changed my life. So I was new at selling necklaces, and I was 17. Hell, I was new at everything. So a Dead show is chaos, public chaos, much like homelessness. But yet, like Wavy Gravy said at Woodstock in 1969, there is always a little bit of heaven in a disaster area. There really is. From the most chaotic things, this weird love emerges. Love! Like the Hare Krishnas feeding everyone for free. And look how New Yorkers came together during 9/11. That was a disaster area, but look how much love emerged. Anyway, on the street, I found that even if kids didn't have any parents, they could discern right from wrong. Love from hate. These things most of us understand. I also found that those that have the least money give the most. It really shouldn't be that way, and everyone knows it. Those who have the most really should be the ones who give the most. I mean, really give, too, not just to your own charitable organization, but to another charitable organization, or just $1 in the hand of a homeless person and a smile, or a prayer. I mean, with the dollar. My grandmother, back in the day, used to go around slipping people 20s. And she didn't have a lot of money. People she didn't even know. She used to make my grandfather park far away from the church so she could walk and give people on the street money before she went into church. She didn't have a lot of money. She gave probably more than she really had. Anyway, I digress. Many of the saints said that we are all God's children. We all have the potential to be like children. We all have the potential to love children. We are all children at one point in our lives. We all have the potential to learn from children, to learn to love from children. I think children are like little books of love. They teach us to love and thusly be better people. Is love your inner child? Another love show, perhaps. I would say so, though. Yes, that love is your inner child, because love is all children. But the inner child, like the actual child, does the inner child also need love? If you never acknowledge your own inner child as an adult and love your inner child, does it stunt your inner child's growth? I would say so. Children are love's test booklet. A study of love. So the answer to our question, is love our children? Yes. Love is our children. Learn from them. Learn love. Teach love. Be love. Thanks for watching. I love you. Love! A MililliStudios production.